One
All right.
for Movement Ministry.
Oh, nice.
All right. Let's settle in, ground into the mat, feeling our sits bones comfortably underneath us. Take some deep breaths, bringing it all the way down to the belly. Nice and slow. Allow your shoulders to drop away from your ears. Maybe hike up your shoulders and hold them up towards your ears. Hold, tense, drop them. Whew. And let's allow our head to do some range of motion. Maybe ear to ear very gently. And we can tuck our chin back towards our spine and look up at the ceiling, keeping the tucked chin position. I'm just going to give our cervical spine a chance to realign itself. Often we have computer neck. We all make silly faces doing these stretches. They're good for the neck. So often we're like this. We have to get our line of sight up and push our chins back. Let's do some gentle rotations. Right ear, right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, looking up. Right ear to right shoulder, looking down. Let's look back up and maybe tilt our chin towards the ceiling. Stretching the front of our neck all the way down to the collarbone and the sternum. See if you can be aware of what's happening at the front of your neck as you extend the length of your muscles towards the ceiling. And let's relax. Turning our head to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Notice what's happening in these muscles that are diagonal. Sternocleidomastoid muscle. I just pronounced that wrong. And we can gently come back, looking down. Looking up. Back to neutral. This time I'm going to look over my right shoulder. And back. Let's rotate our shoulders back. knees, we can do some cat-cowing right in the seated position. As we look up at the ceiling, we'll bring our shoulder blades back, tucking our elbows in. Breathing in and breathe out. Allow your shoulders to come forward, protracting. Grab your knees and anchor yourself and allow yourself to dip back in a nice stretch. Ooh. Use your breath to get further into those stretches. Pulling in, pulling the scapula back. Let's look up and breathe. And let it out. Pulling into a nice deep forward stretch. Bring your awareness into your body, into your joints, allowing that warmth to surrender your joints, those deep, deep cartilage joints. They're stiff like caramel, but with a little warmth and patience. You might be aware of 1 millimeter at a time of stretch as it gets gooey and gooey, long and open muscles, relaxed muscles, allowing that deep connective tissue to melt. Fascial adhesions. You might notice a little unevenness in certain areas, maybe lumps or bumps. There might be scar tissue if you've had surgeries. And the abdomen is an area that holds much emotional trauma. It's not unusual to feel emotional memories rise to the surface as we release our abdominal fascia in this revolved stretch. Surrendering to gravity. surrender into the hands of your higher power, whatever that is for you. Send my prayers to God. Leave everything at the feet of Jesus. And then don't worry about it. It's out of my little control bubble. It's out of my power. It's in God's hands. Raise the white flag and surrender. Lay it all down at His feet. Let's gently find our grounding in our hands by our shoulders. We can push ourselves up, releasing that bent right leg out for a side half split. And if we like, we can move this over and rest for a bit, just giving our hips a different sort of angle. your quadriceps, pointing your toes towards your nose. You can get a little bit more of a stretch in your hamstrings and your calves. When you do this, you might feel a sensation of your kneecap very lightly lifting up towards your hips. Gradually aligning our spine and our shoulders with our hips, noticing how it feels to be straight, as if we're hanging from the ceiling on a little string, a plumb line. We'll keep that awareness of our spine. And then bringing our leg over again, we'll cross our right over our left. Oh, actually, I knew I do that wrong. Sorry. Here we go. We're going on this side now. So we're going to let our sits bones drop to the ground, get grounded in the mat. Maybe hold on to the ankle and the knee and just notice all those energy points around your bony borders, because they get very sensitive and activated, and just this action holding in a very light stretch can activate all of these little Marna Chiquitza points, relaxing the knee joint and opening up the hip joint just a bit more. Release a little bit if you need to, because it shouldn't be painful. We're just hanging out here for a few minutes. How's that feel? release the right foot and crossing and bringing it back behind us for deer pose again. Just position our bolster where we can reach it. Remembering that our bodies are not usually even, so this might feel different on this side than the other. That's okay. a cat-cow again. Curling in towards our belly button on exhale. Looking up at the ceiling on our inhale. Shoulders come forward during the exhale. And the shoulders travel back. We inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Coming into neutral, we look over the right shoulder at our right hip. And rotate to look over the left. Over the right. Over the left. Then we can bring our left foot forward. We may have to adjust our bolster so we find a comfortable way to support. We're going to walk that left foot over to the right side of the mat. And then we drop knee over to the left. And just allow your thigh to sit on the bolster
You
there.
might have the bolster.
Yeah. So move your foot over, your left foot over to your right hand. There you go. That's perfect. How's that feel?
I like it.
Okay. You're in pigeon pose.
This way or this way? The foot?
You know, you can experiment with different forms here because you're going to get a different stretch. So I'm going to invite you to explore what your body's telling you, what feels best. Another option is to sink down. And this is more of a sleeping swan. And you may notice this feels different than the pigeon. It's a little more intense for the adductors. So find what works for your body and feels good for you this evening. We'll hang out here for 3 minutes more. certain muscles. Okay. And now we're going to do the other side. So we will reposition into the top. Cat cow just a couple of times to loosen everything up. This time, we raise our right foot forward. There you go. And then you're going to heel toe over to the left and then allow your knee to drop. That's perfect. You got it. Yeah. And from here, you can sink all the way down if you'd like to. Or you can keep yourself up in pigeon. You can do both. Hang out in sleeping swan for a couple of minutes and then finish in pigeon if you like. I'll let you know when you're halfway through. your left shoulder girdle. Releasing our right hand, stretching it up. Press the ceiling. Go, go, gadget. And back to tabletop. We'll do that on our left side now. Taking our left hand, moving it up. Press the ceiling. And thread the needle. Bring that left hand to the back of the hand through under the right arm, allowing your ear to rest on the mat. And you have an option of moving your right hand to the small of your back or leaving it in front of you. Whatever feels good in your body tonight, please respect that. Feel free to make any adjustments that you need to for your body to feel comfortable. You can always alter your stretch so it fits your body. slowly unwind out of this position, we can move our right hand under our right shoulder on the mat, grounding that palm in. There we go. Lifting up. We're going to reposition a little bit for a restorative, supported fish pose. We will need one lock up and one down. And then we rest our bolster. See that? Perfect. Yes. All right. Is it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And roll down. You can position your legs in any way that feels good to you. You did a lot of hip work. So you might choose Baddha-Konasana, the butterfly. You might just want your legs forward, or even crisscross applesauce. So do what feels good for your body this evening. Hang out here for 10 minutes. 7 minutes. that space on your mat, opening up your body, allowing it to melt into the floor. I'll do a reading from Yoga Mind, Peaceful Mind by Mary Murray Stearns and Rick Murray Stearns. Who am I? What you do, say, and experience changes over time. However, the opinions you have about yourself can last years. And strongly entrenched beliefs about our being lovable enough, or smart enough, or